Hi Pisces, welcome to your mid-month check-in for March 2026. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Laura, aka Baby Curl Tarot. I'm a tarot reader, astrologer, and root worker, and I love doing monthly readings for all zodiac signs here on YouTube, as well as some other fun content over on TikTok and Instagram. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into your reading. Keep in mind though, this is a general collective message, so whatever comes up, comes up. Also, please don't ever try to force a reading you see on the internet to fit your personal life situations. If it's not resonating, it's probably a message for another Pisces out there. All right, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Spiritual team, Prism Oracle, what messages do you have for the Pisces collective at this time? What messages do you have for the Pisces collective at this time? What does the Pisces collective need to know? We have illumination. I immediately think of the Minion movies. Illumination. Anyways, bottom of the deck we have magic. Okay, some sort of realization, some sort of like big moment of clarity, or something like seemingly shifting out of nowhere. Like the path before you is lit up and you can finally see maybe like a way out of something. But it feels like whatever is happening around this time for you guys, and this doesn't have to necessarily just be happening in March 2026. This could be timeless. If you're seeing it after March 2026, that's fine. The message is for you whenever you find it. So yeah, it definitely feels like something big, something illuminating, something good. Let's get into the tarot and see what comes up. Spiritual team, Erotic Fantasy Tarot, what messages do you have for the Pisces collective? What messages do you have for the Pisces collective at this time? All right, let's see. What do we have? Come here. All right, top of the deck, we have the Nine of Swords, High Priestess, Page of Cups in reverse. What is that? Ace of Wands in reverse, Four of Wands. What's at the bottom of the deck? Knight of Pentacles, Hanged Man, Knight of Cups in reverse, Ace of Swords, King of Swords in reverse. Okay. Interesting. It feels like for a lot of you, this may have to do with stability, health, or finances, career, what you do for a living, or what you do to contribute to this world, what your purpose is in life potentially. Having the Knight of Pentacles here is definitely an indication to me of things that are like very tangible in our world. So for me, this also rules like our physical well-being, our physical bodies. So having that in the upright, it feels like you guys have been on a journey to progress something. This is something that isn't quick overnight success or turnaround or change. This is something that you're building slowly. And I do like seeing the Four of Wands here at the top of the deck, because that tells me you're building really, really solid foundations, okay? Now the bottom of the deck also has something really interesting here. We have two court cards in the reverse. We have the Knight of Cups in reverse. We have the King of Swords in reverse. Well, what's even stranger is we have this Hanged Man. And for me, when I see the Hanged Man and then things in the reverse or court cards near it, it feels like this is asking you to take a look at something from a different perspective, or see people or a situation from a different perspective. I'm trying to find the message in this. I'm really trying to connect with what Spirit is trying to tell me through this, because I have some sort of big, like, either realization or conversation or something happening with this Ace of Swords. I feel like it definitely has to do with these court cards. I'm just trying to figure out what the conversation or the realization is, because they're both in the reverse. So is this a is this a misunderstanding possibly, of like misunderstanding the situation? Maybe you didn't have as much clarity on someone's intentions or actions. It's really hard to say. I'm gonna come back to this, but I do feel like there's something here that there's some sort of misunderstanding, some sort of lack of clarity, and I feel like the clarity comes from taking a second look. Okay, I'm gonna come back to this. At the top of the deck, we have the Nine of Swords right away, right next to the High Priestess, which I don't like seeing these two together because that tells me like your anxiety is possibly clouding your intuition or your ability to understand things naturally. So we definitely don't like fear. We don't like fear, we don't like anxiety. Okay. In fact, I feel like that fear and anxiety is potentially keeping you from starting something new or going in a direction that you need to go in. And I feel like this realization is going to put you exactly where you need to be, but you have to kind of, and here's the thing too, is we're in Mercury retrograde right now. So it's really hard to see things clearly, which is what this is probably talking about, honestly, Pisces. So having the Knight of Cups in reverse and the King of Swords in reverse, like you may not be seeing people or situations clearly. You may be misunderstanding people. It may take a minute for you to completely see what they're trying to tell you or explain to you or show you or point you in the direction of. This could have to do with you like accepting an offer or, you know, forming some sort of strategy or forming some sort of partnership. This could be romantic, this could be business, this could be in relation, like I said, to your health. You may not be understanding like, you know, certain aspects of your health that have not been progressing the way that you want them to, or you've hit a wall, or you've been like, I don't know, getting directions from your doctor and they don't feel clear. They don't feel like they are meant for you, or that it's just not, I don't know, it's just not flowing the way that you want it to, especially having the Knight of Cups in reverse here. It feels like things are just not flowing well. Like it feels like there's a lot of stopping, starting, and like huge misunderstandings or miscommunications or things like that. But I also feel like a lot of you guys may be questioning the intentions of people specifically. And I feel like a lot of that is being clouded by this anxiety, by this fear of maybe things that happened in your past. Okay. Wow. Okay. So for those of you where you're struggling really to figure out like what to do and you guys feel like you have no clear direction or strategy or understanding of what to do in order to move forward, that will be cleared up, I think, definitely by the end of Mercury retrograde. And that will be ending on March 20th. We do still have a couple of weeks after that shadow period. But at the very least, hopefully by the end of the month, things will start to be a little bit clearer, or you'll just have a better understanding of like, why am I feeling this way? Am I the problem? Are they the problem? All of that I think will be sorted out. I think it's just taking the time to move slowly and trust that you're heading in the right direction. And you might need to even give people the benefit of the doubt a little bit right now. You know, I'm not saying make a huge decision. Like if someone's telling you to like go buy a house right now, I would say hold off on that. But I would definitely say, okay, let me take a little bit more time to consider this until I feel like I have a clearer understanding of what all of this encompasses. And I don't think there's anything wrong in terms of wanting that extra time to consider things or look things over a little bit more in depth, especially if you're having a harder time understanding things, or if you're having a harder time feeling like people are on your side, or differentiating who is on your side and who isn't on your side. I hope that makes sense. For some of you, this could literally have to do with buying a home, by the way, because the Four of Wands talks to me about like building a life together. It can talk about weddings, but I also associate this with home. So some of you guys could literally be buying a house, but I also feel like a lot of you guys are building the foundation of something with this Knight of Pentacles, and I can't show it to you because this woman doesn't have a shirt on. But it does feel like you guys are building the foundations of something. You've hit a little bit of a roadblock, you've hit a little bit of a confusing period, but it's not hindering you in any way. I just feel like this is a time to kind of sit and really reflect and maybe, you know, change your perspective on things. And that's really what Mercury retrograde is all about. So I wouldn't be too worried about this. I think your fear and your anxiety is really what is clouding your judgment a little bit more than anything else. But other than that, I think if you just take a little bit of time to really sit with things will get clearer as you do. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and close out your reading with one final oracle deck. Spiritual team, daily crystal inspiration. What final messages do you have for the Pisces collective at this time? What final messages do you have for the Pisces collective at this time? Let's see. What do we have for the Pisces? Sunstone, take pleasure in the things you do. Yeah, I think really that's the biggest thing, is like the more you enjoy it and have fun with whatever it is that you are doing, like that will kind of help illuminate things, I think, as well. Having Sunstone come out, literally the sun is illuminating, right? It illuminates our life, it illuminates our world during the day. So that could be kind of a play on words of like, just keep playing with things, keep exploring things, excuse me, and have fun with things, because ultimately like that is where you're gonna find you know, the direction that you need to go. So definitely keep asking questions, being curious, and playing around and exploring, right? Don't let the anxiety get to you. Next we have Unakite, live in the now. Yeah, so definitely, again, that comes back to the fear and the anxiety of like, what could happen? Does this person have my best intentions? Like, all you can do is make the best decisions for you. So again, if you feel like, I don't know, I just feel like your judgment is being impaired by this fear and anxiety a lot. So stop worrying so much about like things that happened in the past. Obviously, we want that logical side, but I do feel like the logical side is being blurred, being confused a little bit right now. So try and focus in the moment, try and cool your nervous system down so you're not like on edge, and pushing yourself to make big decisions out of fear or anxiety. Finally, at the bottom of the deck, we have Aventurine, create your own luck, which I absolutely love. I feel like there's some really beautiful things coming towards you guys, or you guys are heading towards, that you guys are building. And I really feel like learning how to sit with your feelings and sort out the feelings from the truth, you know, especially because of past experiences, right? That's the hardest part, is like letting go of those past experiences, and stop letting them like filter into current experiences, is really going to be important for you guys, I think, right now. All right, Pisces, that's what I'm seeing for you guys. Please leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed the reading. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me in the future, and maybe send this to another Pisces if you feel like they need to hear this message. If you want to see more content from me, I'm also on TikTok and Instagram. You can find my handles below in the description box, and you can also send me a DM on those two platforms if you want to schedule a personal reading with me. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate the support. I hope to see you guys at the next reading. Until then, please take care of yourselves. Bye.